Ever since I started vaping, I've always loved the billet box, but there was limitations with its power and how much of a vape you could get out of it. Well, I have something new to review. It's inspired by the billet box, a pocket rocket. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome to the Vapor Chronicles. It is late. It is 3:40 in the morning, but I am excited. I went to my office late night tonight to pick up a package that came in the mail today, hoping, fingers crossed, that this was going to deliver. I was contacted by Sunny at Shenzhen Asmart, and I was told they had this device, would I want to review it? So what I always say is, what are the specs? Give me some pictures. And when I saw it, I'm like, wait a minute. I remember on Instagram or Reddit or something, there was this device that was a custom-made DNA 40 or DNA 30 billet box. Well, the pictures they had sort of resembled it, and I'm like, whoa, let me take a look at this. So I looked at the specs, and it was like all the check marks that needed to be checked for me in terms of my interest. And this is a guilty pleasure review right here because it's just something I've always wanted, okay? So it came in the mail, and I put it together, and it was good, but it was more of a mouth to lung. It was a tighter draw, and so I contacted them and I said, listen, I want to review this and show it in its best possible light. And I know that you have this sort of kangaroo adapter that's sort of like the kangaroo, but it's for this device that lets me use a true Kangertech 0.5 ohm coil. You have to send it to me. I can't review the device until I get it. Well, it arrived today, so the device is fully assembled in hand, and I want to show it to you. I really do. So why don't we do this? Let's dive down, let's take a look, and then we'll come back out. I'll take it for a vape, and I'll let you know what I think. Let's dive in. Okay, so here's the outside of the box. It comes in black, silver, red, purple, and other. Never seen other before. Here's a picture. And if you want to get more information, you can go to this webpage. So when you open the box, you have a user manual, which I do recommend reading. It's actually pretty well done, all the basic information, and there's some nice color pictures on how to handle each of the parts. Now, there's one part that I misplaced it. See this right here? This is your 510 adapter. You can use this as a standard box mod with a standard 510 and have a tank on top. But the beauty of this is the self-contained unit that has everything enclosed. All right. So here is your device. And this is your 510 adapter for screwing on an atomizer if you wanted to use that sort of bridge if you wanted to. And that's pretty much it. So I do wish they had a little bit more spare O-rings and stuff, and I've already told them that, so I think that they will have that in the future. But before I show you this, let's go down some specs and some features. The size is 54 millimeters by 23 millimeters by 91 millimeters. It holds 4.5 milliliters to 6.5 milliliters of liquid. Output mode is variable wattage mode. It has an output power of 5 watts to 40 watts and a voltage of 1 volt to 11.5 volts. Output current is 13.5 amps. It's 95% efficient. Power supply uses a quantity of 2 rechargeable 18350 batteries, and they are sold separately, so you're going to need to get them. It has a max capacity of 1800 mAh. It can handle atomizer resistances of 0.2 ohm to 3.3 ohm. It has a 15 amp max battery input current. The OLED screen size is 0.69 inch. And the OLED indicator has wattage, voltage, resistance, and battery life. It also has a pre-installed Aspire Triton Mini Clapton coil atomizer. And that Clapton coil, Triton Mini coil, they're the same size as the Aspire Nautilus coils and Nautilus Mini coils. So you can use Nautilus Mini coils with the adapter that comes with this. It also comes with a spare Aspire Nautilus bottom vertical coil for mouth to lung hits and stealthy, less volume vaping. It does come with the tank adapter kit, which I talked about earlier. That bridge comes with a user manual, and that is pretty much it. Now, some errors that it has: it does have a sleep mode. It also has check atomizer, short circuit protection, check battery, which means that if the voltage is less than 3.1 volts, it needs to be charged. It also has a weak battery warning, and it has a too hot PCB temperature is too high and it needs to cool down. This is heavily inspired by the billet box. I'm not going to say it's a clone because it's totally not, but definitely styling cues, similar looks, but different size. This is the billet box here. And you can see when you hold these next to each other that this device is actually a little bit bigger than the billet box. A little thicker, a little wider. And the billet box had a firing button on the front. This has a firing button on the side, right here. Billet box also had airflow only on the one side here, and this device has airflow here, here, and here. There's 9 airflow openings. Okay. Both have sliding covers for the door. When I slide this one, you just grab the one side here, and it slides off. And it does have a ball right in the middle here that is springy, and this slides and then locks in place nice and tight. This one says Pocket Rocket on the inside. The original billet box had the ball also. Now the tank looks similar. This is an original billet box tank. Now they have the Boro tank that's available. This one looks the same size, but this does not fit in here. So they're not. You can't use them in both. All right. This is old, by the way, and it's been sitting, so it's kind of beat up. So the parts are not interchangeable. That's what I'm trying to tell you. All right. Also, they use different size batteries. These are 18350s instead of the 18, whatever those billet box ones were that you never see anywhere. So more battery options. But let's take a look up close of what this thing has to offer here. So this is where your 2 batteries go. And the batteries I'm going to be using are 800 mAh eFest IMR 18350 hydrating rechargeable batteries. And I have one that I had to rewrap because it got torn, so we're going to use that. So this is your drip tip. It's removable. Now to access your tank, what you want to do is, if you have like a coin or a little tool like this, you can just spin, and this is removable. Originally, these things used it was like a cardo tank, but they came out with, at Mystique, came out with something called the billet bridge, and that allowed you to use the bottom vertical coils from the Nautilus Mini. I believe it was the Nautilus Mini in this. This is not a billet bridge. This is its own proprietary bridge that they made for this that uses the Nautilus full-size coils. But to access the actual coil head, because I'm going to actually I had them send me another adapter. Now it comes with the bridge. It also comes with the Clapton coil and the other bottom vertical coil. But I'm not going to use this. I want to vape. I have 40 watts to play with. I'm not messing around with a 1.5 ohm coil head. I can fire down at 0.2 ohms. Battery life's not going to be as good, but I'm going to get a bigger vape. And I've always wanted that from the billet box. So we're going to take this out. And basically what this is this is a tank. And you want to be careful when you pull these out not to damage those O-rings. That's where your seal is. If you damage it, it's going to leak. You can buy spares, by the way, but so your coil's in here, and this is your bridge. So it unscrews from the top like this, and it unscrews from the bottom. And see, there's your coil head. This is just a regular Aspire coil head. You'd throw this out, put a new one in, and then you could use that. Or you could swap to a different coil if you have a regular Nautilus coil or something like that. But we're going to put this aside. because this is like their version of the billet bridge. What they sent me, which is going to change this whole entire game, I hope, is this. This is their version of the kangaroo. What is the kangaroo? Well, let me show you. What this will allow me to do is take, hopefully, this coil, which is a Kanger 0.5 ohm OCC coil, and hopefully I'll be able to rock this at 40 watts. So what you want to do is you want to put your bottom on here like this. This screws on just like so. Nice and snug. And I'm going to drip some juice into the coil. Just to get it started. I mean, this whole entire coil is submerged pretty much in liquid. But you have to do this with the cover off. Now, I think this is plastic, but I know on the Boro from the billet box, this is glass, but I think this is plastic. This is a Delrin tank. It does have a seal around here, like a gasket, and to fill your tank, you just slide this, just like that, and you would just fill it, all right? But you have to put this in, and this coil is not going to fit through these holes, so you got to put this in from the inside, all right? So what I'm going to do is put this in like that, drop that in here like this, snug it up, and I'm going to take this top part here, put that in through the top, right into the coil, right? And it locks in like that. Then you can have the leverage to push, and that should pop through and make contact. So there's your coil head, and then we're going to take our cover, we're going to slide it back on, and then we're going to fill this and leave about 10% empty just so you don't flood. You want some air in there. All right, so let's fill it. So that should be good for now. Then you close your window, nice and sealed, just like that. Your juice will start going into the coil. Then we're going to take this, and you can see inside here, there's your contact point at the bottom there, right? So we want this to go here. Push it in. Sometimes you have to angle it a little bit, and it should snap in just like that. So once that's in place, take your 510 drip tip adapter, just like this, screw that down, grab your little penny or your tool, screw that in, and you want to make sure that's nice and snug. And you should be making good contact down there at the bottom. So we're going to find out. So let's take our battery, and we're going to go positive this way. Now this is not a naked battery. Once again, this is a rewrap. There's a wrap on there. See that? Positive. And as soon as I fired, you can see it read 0.6 ohms. So to adjust your wattage up, you can adjust in 0.1 watt increments. All the way up to 40 watts. And you have your voltage on the screen, so when you fire, you can see your active voltage and your battery level indicator. This is basically like a DNA 40, so you can lock your keys just like that. So the power's locked and it's not going to adjust, but it will fire. And to unlock, you just press these two again, and it goes back to normal mode. You can also lock the device so it doesn't fire in your pocket by hitting the fire button 5 times. And once the device is locked, you have to click it 5 times to unlock. So once you're locked, if you hit plus and fire, it'll switch from write mode to left mode. So you can flip the screen if you want. And you can also, if you want, go into stealth mode by holding the down in the fire so that the screen no longer lights up. And you hit this again and go back to normal mode. So to unlock, 5 clicks, and then you're back. So 0.6 ohms, 40 watts, no temperature control. Basically a DNA 40-like device or DNA 30-like device with no temperature control. And, that's pretty much it. It does appear to have step down. So all the way down to 5 watts. Yep. It's barely firing. Alright, so I'm going to raise this up quickly by fast forwarding to 40 watts, or no, to 30 watts. And then we're going to take our door, zoom back out for a minute. Give that coil a little bit of time to get saturated. We're going to pop this up, just like so. And we're going to change our drip tip to this one, because I like it. And there you go. There's your firing button. Really nice, sleek looking device. Black on black is what I like. And let's see how she performs though, how the airflow is. Let's zoom back out. Alright, the up close. Now, the real question is, how does it vape? Coil's in there, 0.5 ohms, it was reading 0.6. It's fully charged. I have fresh batteries and my favorite juice, Max VG liquid. Can it handle? How's the airflow? Let's find this out right now. Let's do it. It's exactly what I've always wanted. It's a billet box style, compact, all in one. Now, we have other devices now, like the AnyBox. There are other devices on the market. This holds more liquid, it's a little easier to fill, longer battery life. But this just has that classic billet box feel, and the airflow, it's just as open on this. And let's vape it. Now, let me put this other drip tip on here. So all of my different drip tips fit on here with no problem. This is probably my favorite. This is my late night fast tech drip tip, a little shorty. So vapor for days, easy visibility of the screen if you want to go inside, but it's stealthy and not visible if you don't. Filling it, pop the tank up a little bit, pull the screen, fill it up, and you're good to go. Battery life has actually been pretty good, a few hours. 18350 batteries, you're probably going to want to, if you're going to go on the road, you're going to go to work, bring your juice with you. Or you could vape the 1.2 ohm coils, the OCCs, and you're going to get longer battery life, and you're going to get good flavor, good vapor production. So you can use all the Kanger coils, the OCCs. You can use the Aspire Triton mini coils, the Aspire Nautilus coils. So there's lots of options for mouth to lung, direct lung inhale. The build quality feels good. It looks good. The button, nice and clicky. No fire delay, compact. I think that the board that they used in this is sort of older technology. It's not really up to speed with the current stuff that's out on the market. It vapes well. And it'll give you a satisfying vape, but if you're sensitive to that rattlesnake effect or that pulsing, like you can almost feel the sampling, like dit, 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 dit. You can actually hear it. It's like, personally, it doesn't bother me, but newer devices are much smoother. I think if you were to look at this on being measured, it's definitely pulsing, okay, and it's not so fast that you can actually sense it happening. So where do I stand with this? Well, the nostalgia of what I've always wanted from a billet box makes it appealing. The flavor of the Kanger coils are awesome. Battery life's actually been pretty decent, and it's powerful enough for those coils, for this device, for an all-in-one in your pocket, carbon fiber box. The airflow is great. I mean, I'm amazed. Nice, cool airflow from all three sides. The button's in a great position. And even at 35 watts, I'm still getting a great vape. And I like it. So is it worth it? Well, it all depends on the type of vapor you are, what you're looking for. It's your choice. It's one of those things that it's nice to have in my collection. But all the links are below. I'm sure that Asmart will be happy to read comments and respond below. This is a smaller item. It's not massively produced like the AnyBox, but I think it's got a classy appearance, carbon fiber, multiple colors. All things considered, a couple little nagging issues with, the carbon fiber on the one side is a little bit more raised, where on the side that it slides, you can feel like there's a little ridge here. Another little con is when I go to lock the device, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, sometimes it takes like 6 clicks, but little things. I have been vaping this for 2 weeks with the Triton. Now the Triton coils perform well, but it's better for me with the Kanger coils. All right, so there you have it, guys. Asmart Pocket Rocket. There's a lot more where this came from. Stay tuned.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
I hope you get to spend time with your family and friends and those that you love. I hope the vape mail is delivered on time with exactly what you ordered. And I really want to tell you from the bottom of my heart, I thank you for all of your love and support. If you're new to my channel and you love the vape, this is where you want to be. Happy holidays, everybody. I'll see you real soon.